had that glow. You know, the one you have when you meet the love of your life at a wedding in Hawaii, and he wants to make you his forever. The one you have when you know that nothing can go wrong at 36. Well, it only took 3 little words to dim my light. I felt like I was jumped in a game, given these colors, the color pink. I soon learned there was nothing pretty in pink. Managing the ebbs and flows after a breast cancer diagnosis was never ending. Our life together was just beginning, but we had no future in sight. I'm now standing here in my chemo glow, willing to share my moments, because I soon learned that the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. Hi guys, welcome to Chemo Glow, where the glow doesn't define me, I define the glow. How you guys doing tonight? I've actually been on Instagram showing them how I set up the show because I haven't done it in so long and I haven't really played with Instagram like I should have or can be doing, but I'm so excited about being on. Like some folks have already hit me in the comments. All right, Terry, nice to see me back. Jeanette, okay. Let me back up. Jeanette is the reason why I'm on. But before I say all of this, you guys hit me up on, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Some of you have my personal, some of you should not. Really should not. But Jeanette is the reason why I'm on tonight. I am on because we had a lovely conversation yesterday, and she reminded me that it is raining pink and the power of pink and the purpose of being here. So if you see me looking to the side mini screens, I got a lot going on because I'm doing it solo. If my kids come in, if my husband comes in and asks me what I want on my pizza, it's just one of those nights. So if you have a chance and you're on Instagram and you see me live on Instagram, just jump over to either our YouTube channel, Chemo Glow. Let me see if I can find the banner. Chemo Glow, just find that on YouTube, Instagram. We are there. Even when you want to check out our podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I still have podcasts and stuff out there. I actually have some podcasts in my pockets that I haven't done yet, but it is what it is. We're going to make this thing happen. So why am I on tonight? It's been rough, guys. It's been rough. And, October, it's the power of pink, and I get it and I understand it. I even have a team that I have Chemo Glow for the Making Strides event that's coming up on the 22nd of this month. I think it's 15 days left. And I will be hosting with, oh my goodness, Rod Carter. He actually did a podcast and he was wonderful. And I'll be hosting with him. Let's see if I can find a picture. First of all, let me find you a cute picture, okay? Let me show you what I look like before my hair decided it want to go ahead and do its own thing. All right. So let me show you what I look like. If you're looking on Instagram, you're not going to see it. So you got to go to my live. But I was cute, right? Makeup, Kay slayed the makeup, right? And I had to run home and do my hair. But this hair is natural. So it decided to do its own thing. And when it decided to do its own thing, it started to grow a little bit. As you can see in this little picture here, I do not look like how I walked in that door because I was volunteering and I was supposed to be making sure that I'm moving and shaking. We did a fashion show and it was amazing. And we had so many people come out, the lovely ladies wearing these beautiful dresses. I absolutely loved it. And just on Monday, I was at G1 Therapeutics, where they do all kinds of things in this lovely cancer world. So I was there helping them out, saying my speech and doing my thing. So that was very interesting there. And I can't forget these lovely beauties. Actually, in September, we were actually honoring and celebrating one of my new friends and one of my both of my girls' friend, because she reads to them, and that is their study buddy and their storybook teller. And we were talking about brain cancer, because cancer, man, it doesn't have a bad bedside manner, and it will hit you anywhere. So it's important, guys, that we always make sure that we support. We need to find some a cure for these diseases that are out here. We have brain cancer, we have breast cancer, but of course, we are in the month of October. So it is pink out here. It really is. So if you guys want to share your glow, just feel free to jump on. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about mine and where I've been since the last time I actually did a live for Chemo Glow. And thank you for liking it. Thank you for sharing. Go ahead and make sure that you tell a friend. I would love to have more guests on. And like I said, this is very, very informal. So the last time I went live, I was talking about the friend that I lost. Um, Actually, it was three people in a row, back to back, that cancer didn't care that they had a family. Cancer didn't care that they had friends and family that loved them. And it took me back, because you never want to hear those words in memory of, right? You already hear those words, um, I have cancer, and now you're hearing those words in memory of, or your family members are hearing that, and people are preparing for the things that are going to happen after you're gone. But during that time, I was still doing podcasts and volunteering at UNC Cancer Center. And I have been meeting up with some wonderful women who have come through and stayed at my house, and we've had a great time. And what's crazy is some of these women were there to support me when I was first diagnosed. And then after that, they were calling me and saying, "Hey, I was just diagnosed with cancer." It's crazy. And I'm honored that anyone will pick up a phone and call little old me and say, "Can you point me in the right direction?" And then I'll call Jeanette, or I'll call Cassandra, or I'll call T, or I'll call all the people that were there for me, so I can support them and what they're going through. And when we talk about the power of pink, guys, make sure that you're donating to the right causes, that they are giving the money to research or to whatever they said that they're giving it to help people who are going through breast cancer, whether it's for rides, for food, for treatment. Just make sure you check into them, because everybody will turn everything pink. I mean, I don't have any pink on because I actually don't like pink. I really don't. I don't like pink, but I have pink everywhere. Um, but I'm honored that I know the power of pink. All right, guys. So if you are on Instagram, because I have my Instagram rolling at the same time, feel free to jump over to the live. That way you can actually see some of the pictures that I'm putting up, some of the things that I'm sharing. Go ahead and jump over to our live, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, or you can just stay on Instagram and just see this lovely face that God continues to have here. So I get it from my mom. I really, really, really do. I have some good genes, even though cancer tried to take me up out of here. But it's been 11 years. And in those 11 years, like I said, I've met some wonderful people. And during this time, I asked one of those wonderful people, would she like to share her glow? And we were supposed to do this all formal, do the podcast or whatever, but she's over here in the background. So I'm going to see if I can go ahead and bring her in. And thank you, Facebook user that just jumped on. And again, thank you, Jeanette. If you are listening, feel free to put in the comment. Let me know where you're listening from. I'd appreciate it if you want to share your glow. This is very informal. Again, my kids just came in with their dad. They might pop in. Let's just hope they got some clothes on. That's all we're going to hope for. Yes, push through, Lincoln's Beauty. Thank you. Oh, before I add her on, I was honored by Linkage Beauty. Sharon's coming from Fayetteville. Thank you. So I was honored this month. I'm so happy that I will be getting my little award in the mail because we've been doing some great things together. So I cannot wait to see what else Linkage Beauty Meet Me has to offer. And she keeps sending me all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to show you some of those stuff towards the end. All right, everybody. Miss Mary Kay Lady, I hear you. Coming in from Charlotte, I know from Durham, from Fayetteville. I love it. All right, so I think we're going to be coming from, let me see where my guest is coming from. How you doing, Felicia? Can you
Hello. Can you hear me?
what? Yep, I can hear you just fine. I mean, I'm loving like what's you got on the statement necklace?
Look. So when you said, could I jump on? I said, well, I guess I won't take off my work uniform.
And do you mind if we jump into what your work is a little bit later?
That's fine.
Because I think it's so important, but you yourself have been amazing. You actually volunteered when I was, how far out was I? You came up with my twin, and she was doing Zumba. And I think that was probably about 5 years ago, maybe.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time, right? So it's been a while. You came in and you set up early in the morning. Because if y'all don't know, when you volunteer for the Making Strides
It was dark.
event, it was dark, right?
And
So we do
cold.
it Friday night, like we set up Friday night, and then we come in like at 5:30 in the morning, and it is just volunteers. All right. You have some people from American Cancer Society, but it is the volunteers that do everything because we want to make sure that the survivors are doing what they um doing what they need, but also getting what they need when they come through. So we make sure the whole thing is set up. And it was early, and my hair got big again because it was so early. But at that time, you was there to support me. And now I want to thank you for coming on so we can talk a little bit about you. But let's talk about how we met.
Well, I met you through your twin sister, Sharon. Me and Sharon was classmates. And like you said, I volunteered to come do the breast cancer walk with you. And then, what was it, 2 years later? I was
Yep.
diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
Um, and when you get the diagnosis, it's like, I don't know, for some reason you feel ashamed. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who can I talk to? And I was like, oh, Regina. So I'm at the gas station when I had the aha moment, like, call Regina. And I'm boohooing, crying, and, just all in my emotions. But you really, like, you seriously helped me a lot. Like,
Oh.
you might not think it was a lot what you done, but your time, I mean, for you to come and drive down, to come and sit at doctor's appointments, just the knowledge and the the love that you shown by your presence, just being there for me, it meant the world to me.
It is always a blessing when someone calls me. And
Mhm.
when you called me, I called my person, right? And I said, these are the things that are going on, and I need to make sure I'm pointing my friend in the right directions. And when you tell me that you're going to have an appointment, I'm going to look at my schedule. I'm going to say, honey, can you pick up the girls? Because I need to travel
Mhm.
and sit right beside her at this appointment because my husband sat right beside me at every appointment. And I knew that I checked out. I checked out. It's too much, right?
Yeah.
It is too much going through, sitting down, getting second opinions. So when you called me, you actually called me when I was starting to start up Chemo Glow. Like I was really starting to say that I was going to do it.
Hmm.
And I said, oh. there is a purpose. Like you keep reminding me that there is a purpose. So stop playing and get in front of that camera so more people can get help, right? More
Yeah.
people can call you, more people can reach out. So when you were diagnosed, tell me how you actually found your lump. Because did you find a lump?
Actually, I didn't have a lump. My
Okay.
breast had sunk in and my nipple had sunk in.
Mm.
But prior to that happening, I'll never forget. I was driving a family home in a limo, and I'm the type of person that if somebody gonna get bit by a mosquito or whatever, it's gonna be me. So that day, something it was like a sharp sting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, what is biting me? And I immediately went into the restroom at work and I took off my bra and was like, what is biting me? Well, my breast stayed like a fire red for about a month. Um and I didn't think nothing else of it. So 2 months later, I caught a cold and I was just sick and not feeling well. I said, I'm not going to work today. Well, I took my shower, and when I took my shower, and I had been examining my breast because I had the little pamphlet thing in the shower, so I would examine my breast once a month. So that particular day, I had got out the shower and I raised my arm to put on my deodorant, and my breast, the 5 o'clock was sunk
Mm-hmm.
in and it looked like an orange. My
Wow.
skin looked like an orange. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I might have breast cancer. And I immediately called the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, look, I said, I'm not feeling well. I said, but my breast is sunken in and I need to get tested.
Mm.
And I went, I think 2 days later to the doctor. And after that, the doctor that I saw, um after he done the ultra, no, it wasn't ultrasound, he actually did a MRI, and he came back in and he said, there's no easy way to tell you this, ma'am, you have cancer. So I'm sitting on the bed, like looking at him like a zombie, like you said. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you didn't even take a sample of my tissue, you know. And then he's just babbling. Oh, my team of doctors can help you, this and this. And I'm looking at the nurse because at this time I have shut him out completely because I'm like, your team will not touch me.
Mm-hmm.
So the nurse took me, waited till he left out, and she came and she just wrapped her arms around me and
Mm.
she said, I'm a survivor.
Mm.
And she handed me a doctor, her doctor, and she said, go see her.
Because cancer doesn't have any bedside manner, and sometimes doctors don't know how to give it. They don't understand what you just told me is going to change my life
Mm-hmm.
completely. And they just keep on talking like, let me check that box. Let me check that box.
Yes, he
And
was
I
just
remember,
talking, and guess what it sounded like? Wah, wah, wah,
wah,
wah,
wah,
wah.
wah, wah. Let me tell you, it was a nurse that said, okay, here's a list of doctors at UNC. Go see them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Jeanette that said to me, I at least thought she was talking to me because I thought I was cute that night. And she was saying, you ladies are not listening. Nobody's going to go get a mammogram. And I'm thinking, yes, I am. And I'm going to call you when I do.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know I'll be calling her, telling her that I have cancer. But when I was going through, I was 36, planning a wedding, doing all these things, had no idea. And the doctor was like, you just gonna get a new set of tatas. Like, really? You mean the ones that's trying to kill me right now? Okay, we're gonna get rid of these and put some new ones on. All right. And they don't realize that there's just that you kind of shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to your second opinion, doctor. Was it the second opinion where we went, where you invited me to your appointment? And
Yes.
went there, sat down, and it's always interesting because they want to make sure that you always know that your journey will not be like the other person's. And it's so true. I always say, there's some things that will happen like on that third day, if you get chemo, you're gonna crash. It's just like clockwork, it's gonna happen. But the fact that you allowed me to be in a personal space, and I've now been in that personal space, I stopped counting after 10 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing the doctors, talking to the doctors, and watching my family members and friends go through, I am so blessed that I'm able to do that. So after you were diagnosed and we went to go see that doctor together, I think we went out to eat afterwards or something. I don't know.
We did. Yeah, we went out to eat.
We went out to eat, and then tell us what your treatment was like.
My treatment. So I had a lumpectomy. Um, I had two surgeries.
Mhm.
The first surgery, my margins were not clear, so they
Mm.
had to go back in and clear my margins. The first
Mhm.
surgery, it didn't hurt at all.
Mhm.
The second surgery, I was in pain.
Yeah.
Um, and my treatments was radiation.
Okay.
So I had thing 15 rounds of radiation. Um,
And
and
that's
I
every
was
day, right?
yes, I was fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a month worth of treatment.
Okay.
And
And you said,
I'm
well, back up. You said you were fried because they always say, "Oh, it's gonna be like a sunburn."
no,
No, ma'am.
I saved the pictures. It
I if
when
I
they
were,
first started, it
yep.
looks like a sunburn,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, you're
Yeah.
charcoal.
And it's funny
I
that
used
we
to
can laugh
call
about it.
this dress.
Felicia, if we were to show the pictures of what it really looks like, what breast cancer really looks like, because everything is not pretty in pink. If we were to show those pictures, people will have an understanding that please go get your mammogram.
Yes,
Please, when you notice that something's going wrong, and
yes,
don't feel, I can't tell you how to feel, but sometimes we feel defeated. We feel ashamed. We feel all these things because of whatever reason, whether it's our community, our family, our culture, our social ties, the fact that we are, doing it for ourselves, or we now have a family. Like, it's so many reasons, but early detection is the key. Like,
yes,
let's make sure that we get these mammograms.
yeah.
And so, after going through your radiation, after going through your lumpectomy, how was life for you? Because you also work in a field where you see death daily. So tell us a little bit about what you do. And I want to thank everybody for joining and staying on. And again, if you're on Instagram, just switch over to our YouTube and switch over or to Chemo Glow on Facebook so you can see my guest, actually see my guest face and join in on the conversation. But go ahead and tell me, what do you do for a living wearing that lovely black and that statement piece?
I am a licensed funeral service licensee. I am an embalmer as well as a funeral director.
Okay. And how did that feel after being diagnosed? And I'm pretty sure that you have had cases where the individuals have died of cancer.
Yes.
So,
So
go ahead.
actually I say a month or a couple of months before I actually got the sting in my breast.
Mm-hmm.
I was embalming a lady and she had breast cancer. And when I was embalming her, I was like, oh my gosh, how could someone let their body deteriorate like this and not go see a doctor? Um, so and I'm saying that to say, like you said, check yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
if you see the smallest thing that has changed in your breast, go get checked
Mm-hmm.
if you want to live. Because this woman, I know she saw signs before her
Mm-hmm.
breast got to the place where it was when I was
Mm-hmm.
embalming her.
Yeah.
Um, and also mentally, um, the work that I do, I think it was more mental for me because
Mm-hmm.
I would see death certificates that said cause of death breast cancer metastasized.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, wow. And I think that's what would trigger me like, oh my gosh, thank God I'm here, but why come these women, why wasn't it caught? Because they have so many cures out here for breast cancer now. Like
It's like you
why
didn't
does this
have
happen?
you don't have the understanding until you hear those words, and then you find
Yes,
out, wait a minute, stage 1B, stage 1A, 2A, and then everybody's journey is different. Like,
yes.
was it caught early? Was it caught later? Did they, some people have skipped many appointments because of COVID. And it's like
Mhm.
there's so many of these things. And my thing is, why can't we find a cure?
Yeah. And I'm glad you said mentioned COVID because I was actually diagnosed the year before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And had I been diagnosed the year of COVID, I'm like, what in the world would I have done? Because COVID in itself was another beast. Nobody knew um, how would it affect you when you were embalming. All
Yeah.
kinds of things. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was like, so I had breast cancer the year before COVID came, and finished treatment that June.
Was the year before. Well, Jeanette
hmm
Gregory wants to know, if you don't mind, what stage were you?
My cancer was stage 2,
Hmm.
and it was grade 1.
Okay. And a lot of stuff that is foreign to so many people.
hmm
Whether, understanding that it's stage 2, grade 1, and the fact that you already had that burning going on. Guys, I'm just now realizing I can put your little comments on the screen. It's been a long time since I've done this. So I'm going to make sure that I put the comments up here so Felicia and I can acknowledge and answer any questions that you have as well. And like Jeanette said, thank God for that nurse. Miss Mary Kay said, thank God for, the nurses that you have. Sometimes
Yeah.
it takes that hand. Now, going through COVID after being diagnosed with cancer and seeing death daily, did you make any changes in your life?
I walk to
Uh-huh.
relieve stress. I try and eat healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I try and go and have fun on purpose.
Purpose, right? I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, because life is short, and like even the little getaways that we have coming up to your house just to unwind and be with other females, to sit back, talk, and laugh. That does my soul good.
Yes. You never know who you're going to connect. And there's
Yeah.
every year I have a bigger group of people that I am now calling friends that
Mhm.
have gone through cancer,
Yeah.
some form of cancer. Well, did you make any big changes? Are you still in the city you were in before? Or did you decide to change some stuff?
So I have moved. Where I am now is less stressful. Um, I have more free time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm closer to my family, so I can go anytime, 30 minutes away. So that's a big change. Whereas, before the job I was working, it was more strenuous. and we had more cases. So um, I wasn't able to go home, but like 3 times a year or something like
Oh,
that,
wow.
even though it was only like 2.5 hours away,
So
just because of time.
time.
Yeah, those
So
are.
what would you say you and I thank you for jumping on, because guys, this wasn't scheduled. Like literally, I talked to Jeanette yesterday and we were talking about, and I meant to share that picture of our people who are in our lives, our caregivers, our husbands, our friends who support us and who are there for us. But if you think about it, not everybody has that person, right? Not everybody has that time
Mhm.
to take off, to go get the mammogram, to make sure that they're going to these appointments, how they're going to get there. And then not everybody thinks about the death and dying process. And the fact that you're actually in the field of that, you are now doing something that I think is very interesting with, I believe it's with insurance. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How are
Well,
you? Go ahead.
I sell life insurance. Now during COVID, I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, during COVID, everybody wanted to get some life insurance. But then I said this year I looked at my insurance sales. I said, dang, ain't nobody buying no insurance. And then also, prearrangements. I do prearrangements where people can actually come in and prearrange what they want to have for their service, whether it be burial, cremation. You can pick out your whole funeral. So
Okay.
yeah, I do that on a daily basis. And it was something I'm before I forget to say this.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I told your sister Sharon, I said, you know what? I said, I love what Regina does, you know, your chemo glow. I said,
Yeah.
but at the same time, by me dealing with death every day, it was like I just couldn't get on it as often as I should,
I,
because it was like
I
I
get
said,
it.
Sharon, I said I love what she does and she needs to continue to do it, regardless of whether how big your podium is right now. It is needed, and
Oh, well, thank you.
I shared with her. I said, tell her don't give up, keep doing it because people need it. I said only reason why I don't get on this side, I said my job is so depressing and sometimes so overwhelming that I just want to get home and watch something and laugh.
And
So I'm like,
laugh.
today when I got off work, I said, I'm going to get me a little cocktail.
And then I text our group and say, "Hey guys, I'm about to jump on live for no reason whatsoever." But I get it, because it has been hard for me to do chemo glow. But not behind the scenes. Well, let me tell my Instagram people, my thing about to die, my phone about to die because I didn't plug it up. So Instagram, if you want to get on, I'm about to close this live out on Instagram. Guys, jump on to YouTube, okay? Or onto Chemo Glow Facebook page. But Instagram, I'm about to say peace to you, and we're gonna end that live there. All right. So Instagram is ended. But what I did want to say to you is that it's been hard because I lost a couple of friends, and
Mhm.
um but at the same time I was still getting those phone calls, which told me this is where I'm supposed to be. And even working in the new field that I'm working in, every person that I've dealt with has dealt with some form of this. So
Mhm.
it keeps saying you're not going anywhere. Like you say, the glow doesn't, well, like I say, the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. So I'm
Yeah.
defining my walk. I'm defining how I'm doing things. I'm defining on what it looks like. And I want to make sure that I continue to volunteer and give back of myself. And I understand this can be depressing, right?
Mhm.
This can be depressing hearing about
Yeah.
it. Pink month. I reached out to the husband of the friend that I lost. Oh, Anchor. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I got people adding stuff in here. I reached out to the friend that I lost husband and just said,
Mhm.
I know Pink Month is coming up. And he was like, yeah, but November is going to be harder because she's gone in November. So, like, right after she was gone. So now you have power of the pink, which we all understand. It is a good thing, but it does bring back memories. And then you're being asked to host and do. And I always print out my whole story. Like I print it out like I don't know it. And then as soon as I grab the mic, I'll be like, okay, let me talk about it. Let me tell you
Yeah,
what's really going on. Because I think I do have a gift for what I do, but I want to make sure that I continue to do it in good faith, if that makes sense.
it does.
So that's my goal, to make sure that I continue to do what I do in good faith. And I appreciate people like you that say, Regina, you got to keep doing it. You got to keep sharing. You need that platform. And I want to keep doing it. And I thank you for having your cocktail and you saying, okay, I'm a dress. I'm gonna go ahead and get on, not take off my work clothes, because I've been trying to get you on. Of course, my twin, she always say, "You are awesome." Yeah, you're like your twin sister. You guys, if you have not seen my sister on TikTok, go check her out. If you want to put your TikTok in the comment, please do, because I cannot remember. I always say it wrong. I know it's
Sharon's dance or something like
Sharon's
that.
dance, but I don't know if with an S or whatever. But I call her Little Magic. So go check out Little Magic at Sharon's Dance on TikTok and Instagram and all that good stuff. Well, Felicia, I won't keep you on here very long, but I do want to say thank you, because you are amazing at what you do with those grieving families that come through. I never seen somebody smile so much and give so much joy to someone who has lost, but I also know that it's got to be hard. You just want to go home, find something funny, relax. But you are coming up here for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk, am I right? On the
Yes,
22nd.
I will be there. Look, and I
And
asked Sharon, I said, are we wearing chemo glow shirts or what kind of shirts are we wearing?
I want y'all to look at y'all emails, okay?
So I think you need to resend it because I looked at my email. I cannot find it.
Someone
So
said that someone else said the same thing. I will resend it, but for you, because they have a choice now, which is great, where it says survivor or thriver.
mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, hold on.
Girl, that hair.
Girl, what? Say it again.
Girl, that hair.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But so they have the shirts now. And these
Okay.
are the shirts for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. But now they have Survivor and Thriver. So whichever one that you get.
Okay.
And then if you are a survivor, when you do registration for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer event on October 22nd at Briar Creek, it is going to be a block party. And again, I will be co-hosting with Rob Carter. We also will be doing it with a radio station that will be out there, and it's going to be like a block power party. So it's Pump Up the Pink. Hashtag Pump Up the Pink. It's about rock star partying, celebrating everyone who've gone through, honoring and remember the folks. We have Lenovo out there. They have, so I don't want to try to give you all the stuff because I wasn't prepared to tell you all the sponsors that are going to be out there, but we do have the photo booth that is going to, with a 360. That lady is amazing. She is actually going to come on the podcast next week. She's going to come on the live, or I'm going to do a podcast. I don't know which one. But she will be out there so you can capture your photos with your family, your friends, and make sure you share some memories. But it is a fundraiser, guys. So guess what? I need you to do fundraise.
Fundraise.
And if you fundraise, let me see, what time is it? For every dollar that is donated to Making Strides on the Chemo Glow fundraising page, I will match up until 12 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
So for every dollar, I will match it up until 12 o'clock tonight. So I know where I'm at right now. I think we're at like 411. So whatever dollar you put, I'll match it. So if you got one, I got one. You got 10, I got 10. You got 100, I got 100. So if you put it on, I will match it. Okay. I will match it. And I will definitely send you an email and telling you I'm matching it. What were you about to say, Miss Felicia? Were you about to
Oh,
say something?
nothing. I here. I done checked out. Hush. Look, and the one thing that I do despise is I get monthly. Well, I used to get monthly injections
Mm-hmm.
um for my chemo part.
Mm-hmm.
So now just last month I went to getting injections every 3 months.
All right now.
Yes.
See, and people don't understand that your injections and things like that.
It pushes you into
it-
menopause, and I have hot flashes and
yes.
mood swings, and
Did you see me just wipe my glasses off twice already?
because your glasses are foggy, right? I run
Oh
the air
man.
conditioner runs here all year round.
So guys, if y'all want to find the link, go to Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. It's also on my Chemo Glow page. It's on Linkage Beauty page. It's on my Instagram page. Thanks to Linkage Beauty, my Instagram page gets a lot of posts and a lot of followers going there. But make sure you donate. Donate, donate, donate. And Felicia, I know this was very informal. I appreciate you jumping on. I would still love to do a recorded podcast. That way I can put it in my little podcast file of just how you made it through and what you're continuing to do. And I love the fact that you are selling life insurance. You are letting people know that it is okay. Because for some reason, we don't want to talk about death.
Hmm.
But death and taxes happen. If you pay them, it's gonna happen. They're gonna be waiting for you, and so will so will that door that you got to step through. It's
Yes.
gonna be waiting for you. So why not prepare as much as you can
Yes.
to be in the right place? Because I think the worst thing is leaving your family to handle something that you could have been helpful for. So I
Yes.
talk about that, and I need to get my estate and all that stuff in order. Well, it is. So I want to make sure that I don't leave that to my family to deal with. It's not easy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not easy. Well, do you have anything else that you would like to say before I let you go? And guys, I'm gonna stay on for a little bit. But again, Felicia had a cocktail. She wasn't planning coming on. She was about to take her uniform off and enjoy her
Yes.
evening. And so I can't believe I've been on for 43 minutes. So I will be ending this soon because it's
Okay.
Friday. And seeing that a tree fell through my roof last Friday. Yes. Ripped right on through there. Thank you.
Mm.
Wind and rain. Other people lost much more, including lives. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful and I still pray for all the folks that are going through. But thank you so much, Felicia, for joining me. I'm going to let you go unless you have something else to add. I
Nope.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, then, sweetie. Guests, I mean, all my guests that are in the comments, please show Felicia some love by giving some hearts or some high fives or some handshakes, whatever you do with them little emojis. Give her
Yes.
some love. Thank you so
Ladies,
much,
continue to be
Felicia.
blessed.
All right. I appreciate you. Have a good one,
Stay
Felicia.
encouraged. Keep
Stay
the faith.
encouraged. And I will see you
All righty.
on October 22nd.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Well, guys, that was Felicia Gaston. And again, I told you this was informal. I was just jumping on to be jumping on because the power of pink is so powerful, but it's also raining pink. Please make sure that you yourself know who you're donating to. And like I said, up until the midnight hour, you know that song, God's gonna turn it around and around. Yeah, I can't sing, but I'll put it out there. Up until the midnight hour, if you donate to Chemo Glow on Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, for every dollar you donate, I donate. If you donate 10, I'm gonna donate 10. Yeah, I'm gonna match that. I'm gonna continue to match that up until midnight, because I do believe in making strides against breast cancer. Tracy Smith, this is her last year with the campaign. And I want her to go out with a bang because she's done so much. I've been with her for over 10 years, celebrating, mourning some of the people that we have lost, and loving on the ones that continue to show up. At Briar Creek, we have 15 days left. Have I said it enough? Because I'm going to come back and say it again. um, for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk. Registration is at 6, 7 o'clock. The walk starts. Your girl will be on the mic doing her thing. Hopefully, it's not scripted. I don't do well with scripted stuff. I like to just get on the mic and share my story and celebrate everybody who is out there. If you would like to share your glow, please go to chemoglow.com. You can email me. Goodness, it has been so long since I've done this. You guys can definitely email me again at chemoglow.com. I'm on Twitter. You can check me out there if anybody does Twitter. Of course, Instagram. Make sure you please share, follow, and subscribe. Our YouTube channel is just that simple, Chemo Glow. And if you just want to email, okay, chemoglow@gmail.com. I am looking to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think. And I hope you enjoyed this broadcast, podcast, whatever you want to say. It was definitely alive. We do have some podcasts that are out there. Please make sure that you check out. Oh my goodness. Dr. McAllister, she was wonderful. Please check her out. She was so great. She is a pharmacist, and then she happened to have breast cancer a little bit later. So I loved talking to her because she knew about the Red Devil, but now she had to go through with the Red Devil. So that was something that was a very, very powerful, powerful podcast. And I think I have another one that I would like to show you guys. Um, this lady right here has a story to tell. Please check out Tina. No pictures, please. That one was a great, great podcast. She actually had me do this one at first because she was not going to give me a picture of her. And I understand because I didn't want any pictures. And then all of a sudden she was like, why not? I look good. And she's definitely beautiful. If you have not checked out the podcast with Joe, he is wonderful. Please check him out. Of course, he has his own podcast, The Other Side. They talk about sports and a little bit of everything. And his podcast was I Got You. You talk about a caregiver getting you. Oh, he definitely had his wife, and his podcast was so special. And you guys can see it on YouTube where you actually see the actual video for that podcast. I tend to do the podcast and then I'll put the video on there. And this lovely lady right here, facing life before death, she is going through. And at the time that I talked to her, she was planning her funeral. So I want to thank Jean for making sure that she's leaving a legacy at UNC Cancer Center through the PFAC. And because of her, we have created Jean's Bridge, where we talk about facing life right before death and what do you do with that. Guys, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Live, YouTube, we are here. Just check us out. So just remember, guys, the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. I hope you enjoyed um, this last minute live. I did. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody in the comments. Thank you so much for saying that you're so proud of me, Sharon. You are always my biggest cheerleader, besides those two little munchkins in the other room. Jeanette, thank you again. You touched me last night, and I was determined to make sure that I jumped on. Thank you to Lincoln's Beauty for honoring me this month. I'm looking forward to making sure that I get on your podcast or your live or something's coming up in October. So look out for that. Um, Roby was on. I want to thank you, Miss Mary Kay lady. If you need Mary Kay, I'm pretty sure she has it. It is in her name. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. We had Mimi, Willette, Robina, everybody that was on. I wish I um could name all of you guys, but I'm so grateful for you guys being here. So what I'm going to do is see if I know how to end this podcast, because guess what? It's been a long time. You guys have a good one.